and gentlemen, thank you all for coming. I think we got one or two coming in a little bit later, Jeremy, but we might just start rolling into it anyway. And I don't want to wait too much because this is an absolutely beautiful topic. So just briefly, my name's Adrian. I started this event, but also with Chris, with Darko, and actually with Jeremy E and a couple of our students here, we decided that we're going to present some of these to help refine our skills and also share our passion. But this particular topic here, mindfulness coaching, I'm really excited for because mindfulness really does change lives. Coaching does as well, so put these two together, we should have a bit of dynamite in here. But rather than Big Bang, it might be more of a homecoming. Rather than excitement, I expect. But I've got no idea what's going to happen. So, Jeremy, what are we doing today?
Yeah, thanks, Adrian. Thanks for inviting me on this call. So, yeah, the plan today is to talk about mindful coaching, and we're going to start with a little bit of a discussion about what mindfulness is. We're going to do a couple of short exercises. And then we'll move on to a discussion of what coaching is and thinking about how we can use mindfulness in a coaching conversation. So I'm going to start a PowerPoint for just a few moments. And okay, so what we're going to look at is mindful coaching and some tools to connect to yourself as well as connecting to other people. So first thing, I'm not sure if any of you have read the book Emotional Intelligence or heard of it by Daniel Goleman. Yeah, I found that to be a wonderful book. It really helped me understand that I have different emotions, not just one set of emotions that covers all of the range from sort of bored to hungry to angry. And while working with those emotions, it's shown me some of the usefulness of being mindful. So one of the people that Goleman sort of bases his work on is Aristotle. Has a quote, and a big motivation for Goleman is this: that our passions, when well exercised, have wisdom. They guide our thinking, our values, our survival, but they can go awry and do so all too often. So this is based off of an Aristotle quote, which is something he says, anybody can become angry. That's easy. But to be angry with the right person and to the right degree and at the right time and for the right purpose and in the right way, that is not within everybody's power and is not easy. So I'm wondering if anyone here has ever had a gut response to a situation. Yeah, Adrian has, yeah. Has anybody? Yeah, you've had sort of your emotions take over, and you start doing something without expecting to do it. Has that ever happened to anybody? Yeah. Okay. Okay. We have some. So, is anybody willing to share? Was it an appropriate response? What happened?
Okay, I had a totally unresponsible, unresourceful episode when something happened in my emotions and it was pretty much like it wasn't that good, Jeremy.
Okay. Anybody else? Have you ever had a gut response where your body just sort of took over and you ended up doing things that you didn't expect? Yeah, Darko, what happened?
Yesterday, when I woke up, I decided that I need to go a little bit to walk to other place. So I go to weekend, and while driving, I bought Tibetan bowl. It was not expecting. I had that feeling and I bought it.
Very nice. Yeah. Anybody else? Maybe one more person. You ever had a gut response that you sort of didn't expect and your body just sort of took over? That's fair enough. Doesn't happen every day or not all the time during the day. Fair enough. Okay. So anyway, what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about mindfulness, which is kind of dealing with the body and working together with our physical being so that it doesn't take over. And as Adrian was saying, sort of bring us up to this level where we're kind of going, but we haven't decided to go there ourselves. So I'm wondering, what is mindfulness?
Be present.
Okay.
Be aware of what's happening around.
Mm-hmm.
Not thinking about totally different things. Not thinking about past or future.
Okay. Yeah, wonderful. I agree with all of those. Anybody else have any definitions for what you think it means to be mindful? Yeah, Darko.
For me, mindfulness means presence. Be present and right now at this moment, and bringing awareness.
Mm.
And when talking about this, I think when we need to be aware about different things about our surrounding, about and about our body.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we're present and aware of the surroundings. We're feeling our body. What changes if you are being mindful?
Focus, calm.
Mm.
I was about to say calm and maybe breathing slow, and that's probably mindful, but you could be mindful and breathing fast, couldn't you? You could be mindful and having fun with the kids.
It absolutely, this absolutely makes sense, right? If you're in the flow as an athlete, right, chances are you're not breathing slowly as you're sprinting around whatever sports field you're playing on. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so mindful means, yeah, being present. And yeah, it's funny, you guys marked out basically all of the things I was looking to highlight. I'm really happy about that. Right, these are the things I was thinking of: living in the present, being fully awake at each moment, being engaged in the present activity, being aware of the body, the mind, and the feelings. And something I noticed as I was asking that question, this is a new presentation for me, and as we were getting into this sort of real discussion of the mindfulness, I was starting to feel my body, like a little bit of excitement, a little bit of nervousness, a little bit of, is this going to go according to my plan? You know, like that need to kind of control, and the gut trying to hijack the situation. But thankfully, I know a bunch of the people in here, and I recognize that all of you guys are really capable of sort of leading me where I'm hoping to go, you know, and I can let go of that need to control. Sometimes, though, that can be difficult. It can be difficult to sort of release the moment and actually be present. So what I'd like to do now is take a moment to really think about this mindfulness state of mind. And one way I like to think about it, if you know, because sometimes you hear like mindfulness and awareness, and like, what does that actually mean for me in the moment? When I was younger, there were some older people in my household who would sometimes ask me questions like, "Do you mind? Do you mind picking up your room? Would you mind turning off the television?" And this is later in life, I've realized that this was an attempt to sort of teach me mindfulness, to get me seeing how my actions can affect other people, and how my actions in the longer term can actually affect my life, right? If I'm not being mindful, I'm just being sort of lazy and watching TV all day, or having a sloppy room. You know, this could lead to poor grades, which could lead to a job that I don't want. Or it could lead to me getting sick because I'm not sleeping well, or I'm not eating well, or there's sort of disease and germs around. So like mindfulness can start anywhere as small as, you know, like put your dirty laundry in the hamper, and can go as far as our occupation, our lives, our health, our sort of being alive. What I'd like to do now is I would like to do a short mindfulness meditation. What we're going to do is we're going to meditate for 10 seconds. This is the shortest meditation I've ever done. So what we're going to do is I'd like you just to sit comfortably, and we're going to concentrate on our bodies. And when I start this timer, I want you only to notice the physical sensations you have. So you can hear any sounds, let them be. Just acknowledge that they're there. Whatever temperature your skin feels, if you feel your clothing, if you don't feel your clothing, that's fine. Is the air moving? You know, do you feel hot or cold? We're going to do this for 10 seconds, and then we're going to sort of share what's going on. Okay, everybody ready for that? Feel free to close your eyes. Sit comfortably. And for 10 seconds, just be with your body. No thoughts are necessary. Begin. That's it. That's 10 seconds. Anybody willing to share? What did you experience?
Very comfortable.
And what does comfortable feel like? Yeah.
Want to sleep? Want just to keep going.
Okay, wonderful.
And the word says, my mind says, you're full. You don't need to eat anything.
Yeah.
You're not hungry.
You're not hungry, okay. Flora, did you want to say something?
Yes, I feel I'm not ready to get the feeling for the meditation because I think 10 seconds is really, really short. It's like I just sit down probably for preparing the meditation, but then I heard you said it's the time 10 seconds. Like I didn't get the feeling for meditation.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, this is maybe the first time you've done a 10-second meditation, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay. How would you guys feel if we did this one more time for 10 seconds? Sometimes with meditation, we need to sort of build it up like a muscle. We need to practice it and get the mind realizing that I can feel better in just 10 seconds. I don't need to have 20 minutes or half an hour or 3 days of a seclusion retreat. I can do it in 10 seconds. So if it's okay with everybody, I like you again, yeah? Get yourself comfortable in your chair. Maybe let your shoulders relax. Close your eyes. Let your jaw drop down. Maybe have your tongue rest in the bottom of your mouth, gently brushing against the bottom teeth. And I'm going to start a 10-second meditation for you just to feel your body. Begin. Okay, that's 10 seconds. Any difference this time, Flora?
Yes. So this time I can focus on this meditation and I can hear some sound from outside. It's like maybe cars sound. Yeah, that's the sound I can hear for the 10-second meditation.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Anybody else? Did you have an experience with 10 seconds? Like, what did you hear? What did you feel?
I feel the blood running around my body.
Okay.
My eyelids are very heavy.
Mm.
I can literally just fall asleep if you give me 1 minute.
Cool, cool.
Yeah, let's just make sure we don't give her a minute.
Yeah, no, don't give her too much time. I thought it was interesting, though, for me, whenever I do some type of meditation, just getting in the position to get myself relaxed, realizing how much of my day is spent where I'm not in a position where I'm completely relaxed. Even simple things like your feet and your hands, just not even being in a relaxed position in the first place until you focus on it. And then you're like, oh, why was I doing that?
Mm. Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. And what we came up with earlier, the idea that maybe 10 seconds is too quick when it's the first time, but sometimes just the thought to be mindful is enough to get your body sort of zoomed into the present moment, right? You start to notice, oh, my shoulders are up. Oh, my neck is unstraight. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Now, it's been a minute or two since we did that meditation. How are your thoughts now compared to how they were before we started these exercises?
A little recentered. I feel a little recentered.
Okay. Anybody else? Thank you, Alyssa.
I feel cold at the place I am, so I decide to turn on my heating a bit.
Oh, nice, nice. Okay, don't send me the heating bill though, please. Wonderful. So
I'm looking forward to doing more.
yeah, we're gonna try a couple of other things in a little bit of time. So first thing though, I'd like to do is discuss a little bit about why we might want to be mindful. So anybody have any thoughts on why should we be mindful?
To help us to be focused, to live in the present,
Mm-hmm.
to enjoy life more, to relax more.
Mm-hmm. What will those things do for us?
Real self-care.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, wonderful. Wonderful. Put you on the spot. You weren't expecting a follow-up question. Apologize for that. Anybody else have any ideas why we should be mindful?
Develop and grow our mind. And I guess grow and develop our body mind.
Okay. Yeah.
Why should we be mindful? I think we can enjoy our life more. Take a mindful eating, for example, if we can have a mindful eating, and we can enjoy our food, enjoy our dinner more.
Yeah. Okay. And we've come back to that topic a couple times tonight, right? The idea we started with this veganism, and there was somebody mentioning you didn't want to be hungry or didn't feel hungry. Yeah. Being mindful when we eat. That's important, right?
Yeah.
To get the food sort of chewed properly so it can be handled by the body, so it can be turned more efficiently into energy. Yeah. Some things that I found important about mindfulness, and it's already been mentioned, this living in the present, which can help us maximize our potential. So I'm wondering, has anyone ever tried to do something while thinking about the past or the future?
Me,
Yeah, what happens?
all the time.
What
That's why I
happens?
said I need mindfulness.
Right. What happens when you try and live in the present but think in the future or think about the past?
I cannot get the things down well,
Yeah.
and it takes longer time.
Mm.
And I just because I'm thinking about other things, it can be past and future. It can be just a different tasks.
Mm.
Oh, that haven't been done. I need to call someone else, and I just started to call someone and just totally out of the trades, out of the plan.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Anybody else ever have that experience where you're doing one thing, but you're thinking about one thing in the present or the future or the past? You're thinking about multiple things. You got bills and you got relationships, and you got time and you got body.
Yeah, that's kind of feeling happened to me nearly every day.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. How does that affect you when you're thinking about different things than you're doing?
Yeah, so
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, it can be difficult, right?
yeah, it's difficult.
Mm.
I get that feeling if I don't have a good morning routine or I step out of my morning routine, I don't get my morning meditation, my morning peace. And then, yeah, I don't like that feeling so much.
Yeah, it can throw off the day, huh? If we don't do the things that we're expecting to be doing. Another possible reason, yeah, E, you were going to say something?
Actually, this week I just experienced extreme frustration because of it. I feel like I'm too busy, cannot do everything. Like literally nothing get done. Everything is pausing because I just cannot focus. I just cannot finish anything because my mind is jumping around, and I feel so frustrated. My mind doesn't work.
Mm.
Like a computer just freeze because so many windows opens at the same time.
Okay, yeah. And doing these mindful exercises is a way to sort of reboot, to shut down and reboot, right? And even we just saw 10 seconds can be enough for that. Another thing we talked about was being fully awake to each moment. And this can help us to take advantage of opportunities. Like, have you ever been having a conversation, maybe with a boss or a possible employer or maybe someone you're interested with romantically, and you start to answer the question you think they're going to ask, and they ask a different question, and maybe you ruin the opportunity? Yeah, done that. Some other things, being engaged in the present activity, this helps us make less mistakes. You know, yesterday I remember I was coming home from some activities outside, and I'm in a new apartment, and there are some quirks. You know, there's a couple tiles in the kitchen that sort of creak and pop. They need to maybe be replaced. And there's a big sill next to the door that goes into the kitchen. And I came back kind of late, and I am mindful of the fact that I have a couple of roommates, and it can get loud in there, and the walls aren't so thick between the bedrooms. And I was going quick, and I was tired, and I didn't want to think, and I sort of stumbled over the entranceway, you know, and it makes this big noise, and then that gets me way into my head, like, oh no, I'm waking up my roommates late at night, and I'm going to cause problems for them, you know. So it's a minor thing, you know. It takes a moment of, yeah, okay, so don't make any more noise now is all I really have to do. But it is a reminder to me to be in the present activity, right? What am I doing now? I'm walking. That's all I have to take care of, is lifting my feet up and putting them back down again. And a final one would be being aware of the mind and body. And this is important because our body can help us make decisions, right? We started with this idea of gut responses to the world. And it's been found that there are brain cells not only in the brain, but also in the heart and in the intestines, right? So there's a reason that we talk about, you know, having be in my stomach, I feel it in my gut, right? Or responding from the heart, right? These places in the body can actually tell us what's going on and how we should be acting if we're able to listen to them. And mindfulness is a way of connecting with the body. So something I'd like to do now is another short meditation. It's not going to be timed, so we don't have to have a timer with us whenever we want to meditate. You know, you can do this maybe when you're waiting for the metro, when you're just standing for the elevator, when you're about to have a meeting with your boss or about to talk to your children. So get yourself comfortable. I'm going to tell you what to do in a moment, but get yourself comfortable again first. Get your sit bones comfortable on your chair. If you're able to have your feet flat on the ground, that can help unwind some of the tension in your legs. Feel free maybe to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and kind of allow the energy to drain out of your arms and your legs. And what I'd like you to do is place your hands on your belly. Okay? And as you start to breathe in, let your hands move up and down with your belly. Okay, don't worry, we're on Zoom. No one's looking at you. We're not at the beach. You're not in a bikini or a Speedo. Just be comfortable and let your belly relax, okay? Because sometimes when we breathe into the chest, it gets us tense, right? We're not getting enough oxygen. So the brain is struggling and it's stealing resources from the rest of the body. Okay, so let the air go all the way down to your belly. Feel your stomach rising and falling with each breath. And I want you to do that 3 times at your own speed. Just breathe into your belly and out of your belly. And feel free to open your eyes when you're finished. Okay, no going to sleep. You're welcome to come back when you're ready. How did that feel as a meditation? If you were to compare that one maybe to the 10-second version, which one worked better for you?
It's simple. It's easy. But I can get bored.
Okay.
Then I want to think about some other things.
What types of things were you thinking about?
I try to not to think about. I try to keep myself down here. Just breathe. Don't think about other things. But my mind started to say, it's boring. I want to do something else. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Does anybody have any suggestions? What can we do if you're trying to meditate, but your mind won't disengage? You keep having these thoughts. I'm tired. I'm bored. I have work to do. I have something else going on. What can we do if the mind does that while we're trying to meditate?
I have a suggestion. My suggestion is we can give us a silent instruction when we do the meditation. For example, we can keep the instruction in our mind to ask ourselves to pay attention to our body from maybe the top of our body to the bottom of our body. If we want to have 5 or 10 minutes meditation, we can have the peaceful, slow instruction, and then maybe we can focus on the instruction and pay attention to each part of our body.
Absolutely, very cool. Yeah, that sounds like you're describing a body scan, right? Where we go each part of the body and think through it. Okay. Any other ideas? What can we do if the mind is racing while we're trying to meditate? Yeah, Darko.
Maybe to remind ourselves that we need to bring our concentration back to breathing.
Okay, yeah. To remind ourselves that there's a mission, right? It's only 3 breaths. We can deal with these things later, right? Oh, I have lots of thoughts going on right now. That's fine. I will have time for that in about 10 seconds. You know, just these 3 breaths, and then I can go back to whatever thoughts are happening.
It's very interesting that when I'm doing the 3 breathing, my mind is like, it's boring, let's think about something else. But after the 3 breathing, then I start to feel like, I can go to sleep. Then my mind doesn't say anything.
Okay, wonderful. That is exactly what the goal is, right? To make a break between that constant mind chatter, right? The mind is constantly telling us what we're supposed to think, how we're supposed to feel, what we're supposed to do. And that's not the present moment, right? Those 10 seconds that we did a moment ago, when you think about your clothes touching or sound of a zipper shaking on the neck, that's what's actually happening, right? Many of us have that ability to sort of blow things out of proportion, to catastrophize how terrible it was that I stumbled over the door sill going into my room. Oh my God, I've ruined my friendship with my roommates forever. Oh my God, they're gonna kick me out. They're not gonna give me back my deposit, right? And the mind can just go and go and go, but it's not real. Okay, what is real, is, as Flora was saying, focus on the breath. Yeah, hear the cars outside. And then exactly as you're saying, after we consciously do that for even 3 breaths, even 1 breath, even as Alicia was saying, even thinking about doing that can be enough to bring us back to right now, where we're more capable, more resourceful to handle whatever's going on in the world. Okay, so we've done a few exercises and talked about mindfulness a little bit. I feel like now might be a good time to switch to a discussion of coaching. And now I know many people in here are coaches themselves. So I'm going to ask you, as a client, well, what is coaching?
Jeremy, I just want to refine, you're looking from a client's perspective, or you're asking someone that's never been coached, what is coaching?
Good question. Yeah. So if I was the client right now and I'm asking, I believe most everyone in here is a coach, tell me, what is coaching?
Helping people access their perhaps their whole self or their own genius within.
Wonderful. Accessing the whole self and helping the genius within. Any other definitions? What is coaching? Yeah, Johnny.
Yeah, just got home. Actually, a coach is helping his clients to be more mindful. So actually, if I'm looking for a coach, I'm actually wanting this coach to make me more mindful about my own situation, helped me look from a different perspective. So kind of help stand still in a way that I myself normally would not do.
Wonderful. Bonus points for connecting coaching to mindfulness.
For me, I think it's just a way to help people to reach their own goals.
Okay, yeah. And then if I was looking for a coach, I'm a client, I'm looking for a coach, how should I gauge if the coach I'm working with is effective?
If you are gaining results during that period of time.
Okay, gaining results, good, good. Do you have a goal and are you reaching it, right?
Yes, yes.
Mm.
I can agree with Alicia that coaching is helping client to make a goals and then support him to follow the goals.
Hmm. Okay, any other
And
ways?
that comes if you have a goal, then you must have a result. Otherwise,
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah. What are you doing?
it is not. You don't need coach if there is no result.
Yeah. Anybody else for what makes an effective coach?
Coach sees potentials of the clients that the potential cannot see by themselves, and the coach help the clients to use their potentials to achieve their goals, or to solve some problem or issue that they wanted to solve to have a better life, to have a better communication, better relationship, better finance. Coach is also host accountability
Okay.
for the coachee.
Wonderful. Okay, so this is sort of combining those goals that Alicia and Darko were talking about with that mindfulness that Johnny brought up, right? Making the client aware of their own potential. Yeah.
And after a little bit of time, the client should be, finding themselves solving their own things faster and faster. So they don't get, reliance on the coach. They start to build up the coach within. Or perhaps build up a mindful state. I've never heard this expressed in the same way, but maybe help them build up their own mindful state, not just like a peak performance state or a problem-solving state, but a mindfulness state.
Okay, and these are sort of echoing, thank you, Adrian, that's sort of echoing what's going on in the chat window with sort of making expertise and fulfillment, like becoming realized as a person, like helping the client solve their own problems, kind of making yourself obsolete as a coach, right? Helping the client become capable without you. Alicia, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I'm just going to type it.
Go for it. Okay. Yeah, helping the client achieve self-efficacy, right? Yeah, making these people become what they want to become. I 100% agree. And okay, so if we're helping somebody reach their goals and become mindful and aware of their own potential, what should happen during a coaching session?
First thing is the coach needs to be mindful, to be present, to listen to the clients actively and ask questions, maybe use their own language, use their own stories to connect more with the clients.
Okay. It sounds like you're saying that the coach should help the client become mindful, and a prerequisite is that they are mindful themselves before starting. Wonderful. Darko, were you going to say something? No, okay.
Yes, I am thinking maybe the coaching session should be separate in parts. So at the beginning, we are listening the clients about the situation, their situation. In the second part, we are asking them question regarding our background, questions which can bring awareness to the client. After that, we are going to ask questions to see what is new, what is the benefit from the session, and how they can use these new learnings into future behavior.
Okay.
Maybe something like this.
Very cool. Yeah, yeah. This idea of how to reach the goal, and this is sort of echoing what Estrelita has just posted, this asking the client what they want and then giving them what they need, right? So setting sort of a goal for the session and having the goal be the client's goal, not the coach's goal. Alicia, you're muted, it looks like. But I want to hear, and we want to hear what you're saying.
I said what Yizhang said before about being mindful ourselves. I think that goes with the whole idea of, as a coach, that we're also modeling the behaviors and the things that we're hoping to help the client to achieve in their self-efficacy path.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for that. Yeah, we're the model, right? We're not a parent, but we're a friend who has already been where the client is trying to go, ideally. Any ideas what the coach can do after the session?
Follow up with the clients, whatever they said in the session, what they're gonna do. Be accountable. Check, are they really doing it? If they have any problem doing it.
Right. Yeah.
If they have questions, answer it.
Absolutely. Yeah, if we're trying to help the client reach a goal, then we check, are they making progress towards that goal between sessions, right? Anything else we should do as coaches after the session?
Being available for follow-up questions as people process things, and everybody processes things at different rates. You'll have different questions and concerns and things that pop up as they're working through things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Alicia, I think that's one of the biggest differences I see. Like the coaches I know, like Jeremy, they don't just do like a session and then wait until the next time. They often, have several connections in between sessions, accountability check or that Q&A like in between. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
And also coaches evaluate the sessions before the previous sessions and maybe observe something that we didn't see or hear at that moment. Just review it and see what's missing or what we can do better in the next session.
Yeah, I agree. And that's something I was just about to point out. Yeah, this idea of keeping some sort of notation for what's already happened, what's come up that we haven't dealt with yet, where could we maybe go in the future, thinking about possibly setting the next communication date before ending the current call, because a lot of times once that session is out of mind, to get the client back into, oh, I really enjoyed that session, let's create another session, that sometimes can be difficult to restart that over text message, or restart that on the first sentence of a phone call. So to remember that, this is at some point a business, right? And we are going to be helping somebody over time. It's not just something that we only help them one time and we finish, right? The idea is we're going to help them ongoing goal setting, ongoing goal exceeding. So coach should be somewhat different from the regular order, like having humorous thought. Yeah, humor is great inside of a coaching session, right? Creating those good feelings that can be associated with the progress that we're making. Okay, good. Yeah, and Eve pointed out being retrospective, reviewing what was done, and what are some of the upcoming challenges, which I think is sort of what Adrian and Alicia were talking about, this idea of kind of checking in with the client and letting them know. Yeah, Darko?
Something pop ups in my mind while talking.
Mm.
According to me, as VS coaching, I have to be aware that coaching is a process, happens within the session, like we are talking with coaching, and between two sessions.
Yeah.
So there is two parts in coaching.
Okay. Absolutely, right? Right. There's the
Yes.
So I'm wondering if there's anybody willing to volunteer for a laser coaching session, 5 or 10 minutes. And if everybody's shy, it's okay. I have a backup plan. So if nobody wants to do it, that's not a problem.
Do you mean be a coachee or be a coach?
Be a client. Yeah. I mean, you
Okay.
are a coach. Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. So what I'm going to ask is if everybody else could mute yourself and perhaps turn off your camera just for now so we have a little bit less distraction. Okay. And as we're talking about mindfulness, I'm going to be a little bit directive in the sort of issue we're dealing with. But before we start, I want to ask, is it okay if I interrupt you just for the sake of time, since we're going to do about 5 or 10 minutes? If there's something that it's like, okay, we can move on from that. The details are fine. Okay, thank you. So what I'm going to recommend, and you don't have to tell us the details of who they are, but if you can choose somebody or some situation within the last little bit of time, today, yesterday, the last few days, where a problem came up. Okay, do you have something in mind? Okay, so I want you to let that problem be in your mind for a second. Relive what actually happened. Okay? And I want you, if you can, to search your body for what happens when you let that problem happen. Let it get even a little bit bigger if you want. Let it be a worse problem. What actually happens in your body?
Trying to vomit.
Trying to vomit. Okay. So yeah, tell us what happens when you're trying to vomit. What actually is happening? Where? What feeling do you have?
I said before I have so many things, doing lots of things in my life, not just the main job, but I had the meeting with my boss, and he keeps adding new tasks in. You need to do this, you need to do this. Oh, you haven't done that, you need to follow up with this, blah, 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 blah. And I feel like I cannot take any more. And he's just keep like throwing things into my throat, and I just feel like I want to throw up.
Okay. Now, okay, so we have a couple different areas. I'm seeing this sort of motion in what seems like your belly, but there's also the feeling in your throat.
Yeah, it's like the task is built up here already.
Okay, yeah. Nice. Well, not so nice, but that's okay. So, how would you like your stomach to feel at this moment?
Empty.
Empty.
Not empty, like comfortable.
Comfortable. Okay.
Comfortable. Not too empty, but not too just peaceful.
Peaceful. Okay. Now, is there a way to turn this feeling into a peaceful feeling?
Throw up.
To throw up. Okay. So that's one option, right? How about if you were to start breathing a little bit more? Okay. And I'm noticing you're a little bit curled forward, so feel free to sit back. Yeah, let your shoulders down. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Now, as you're breathing in, I want you to think of sort of the origin of that feeling. And you said you wanted to throw up. So go into the center of that maybe uncomfortable feeling. Is there any temperature you can sense in there?
Yes.
Hmm. Any texture you can feel?
Texture
Yeah.
of that area.
Yeah, sure.
Mm. I don't know how to explain it in English. It's just like when you went to a buffet and ate too much.
Okay. Maybe you're feeling.
And didn't even chew well.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
it's still the shape is there. Like it's
Okay.
not good smooth.
Okay. Sounds like you weren't listening to Flora. You were listening maybe to more of the American eating style. Okay. About how big is this feeling you have?
It's built up. It's like this thick.
Uh-huh. Okay. And it's going all the way up to the back of your throat, it looks like?
Mm-hmm. From here to here.
Okay. Okay. So as you're breathing in, I'd like you to first concentrate on the back of your throat, the very top of that sensation. Okay. And with each breath, breathe right into the top of that sensation. And I want you to imagine it opening up and expanding, loosening its grip on your throat. You can maybe feel it gently pouring into your shoulders. You can carry some of this weight elsewhere in your body. Keep on breathing in as you're moving down past your throat, maybe to the top of your chest. Same thing, it's opening up. Okay, remember to breathe into your stomach. Okay. Make sure your feet are comfortable on the ground so that your whole body can start taking on some of this sensation. You can spread it out. Okay, it doesn't all have to be in your belly or your chest or your throat. Keep on breathing. And I'm noticing as I'm talking to you, I'm feeling a little bit of this kind of butterfly twitching in my belly still. I'm still feeling a little bit of like my stomach is flipping around. So if you're feeling anything like that, just breathe now. Keep pulling it down into your belly. Allow your stomach to expand around this sensation, to make more room for these feelings to sit there. Allow them to expand and loosen. With the next breath, I want you to also look up into the top of your head and see if there's any space up there that you're not using as your body has these emotional, maybe uncomfortable feelings. Has there been any change in this sensation yet?
I mean, imagine every breath, every time I breathe in,
Mm-hmm.
it's like something with a mint taste, mint smell, smell
Mm-hmm.
that melting all the taste of food in me.
Wonderful.
Just melting. It's just disappear. But still something here.
Okay.
I'm not sure about here. I'm not sure Yeah, maybe I'm not using this part.
Okay. Can you tell us a little more about something that's here, sort of in your stomach area? What is that?
Here,
Yeah.
it's food. It's still task and stress, pressure.
If you had to use a metaphor, what does the pressure feel like?
The cement.
Okay. Is there a shape?
It's liquid cement.
It's liquid cement. Okay, wonderful. Liquid cement maybe is a little more easy to work with than that rock hard cement. And I'm noticing actually as you're describing this area and this sensation, my stomach is also relaxing a little bit. So what I'd like you to do now is keep on breathing and breathe directly into that liquid cement sensation. Okay, and with each breath, remember that that liquid cement can be turned into whatever you'd like it to be. It doesn't have to be tension. You can build your own shape, your own thing out of this cement. What would you like to create?
I want to melt it
Keep
and
going.
just disappear.
Okay, are you able to do that?
No, I need some instruction.
Okay, you want to melt it and to make it disappear. Okay, good, good. What I'd like you to do is keep sitting there, keep breathing. Maybe if you're able to straighten out your posture a little bit more. Yeah, okay. And as you breathe into this liquid cement feeling, again, let it start to flow throughout your body, okay? Let it move down through your hips. Don't be afraid. You're going to let this liquid cement spread out throughout your whole body, recognizing that you're not adding any more cement. So it's going to become thinner and thinner as it goes throughout your body. You can feel it pulling up to your shoulders. You can feel it slowly moving down through your arms to your fingers. Maybe it's getting lighter in color as it thins out. Feel it wrapping around to your back and coming under your hips, down over your thighs, around your knees, past your calves, down to your ankles, wrapping around your feet. It's becoming almost like a very, very thin, yoga pants thin superhero suit of cement. You can pull it up around your neck, over your head. And now as you're breathing, allow it to move outside of your skin. It's no longer inside of you. This cement feeling, this tension is something that you can look at. It's surrounding you. And with each breath, start to expand this suit like a large ball around you. Okay, and feel yourself inside this ball. You no longer have this tension inside of you. You're able to move freely. That experience is behind you. Now step outside of this ball. And you can take your hands and you can shrink this ball like a ball of chi. And remember that this is somebody else's chi that you don't need. Perhaps it's your boss who gave you this energy and you don't need this energy in this form. So you can shrink it into a small ball, maybe in front of your chest where it was originally causing you problems. And as you shrink it down into this workable, easy to manage sized ball, with the next full breath, fill your belly with clean air. And with the exhale, release the ball out and let go of that energy. How are you doing?
It's gone.
It's gone. Okay. I'm going to invite other people to turn on their cameras if they want to, and you're welcome to open your eyes and join us as yourself again. Do you have any feedback for us? How did that go for you?
Yeah, it goes very well. I just thinking, wow, being a coach needs a lot of imagination. But yeah, when the cement stops here, I really don't know how to deal with it. But you helped me to. That's a really clear, like smart strategy to expand it and make it thin enough so that it can come out from my skin. And I'm able to do it, and I can just feel that it is out of me. Even if I'm in the ball, I can feel it's much lighter, and I can just step out of the ball and just leave it behind. But you told me to shrink it. Wow, that's even better.
I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. Does anybody else have any feedback? Anything you saw, you noticed that you would change, that you liked, that you didn't like? Yeah.
Does it mean that every time I feel the same, I'll feel stuck again, I will do the same?
What do you mean by the same?
The same kind of the process we just had now.
You can absolutely do that. Lots of times, what I've found is when I have tension in the body, what it is, I mean, we talked about a laser coaching session. It's that laser focus on the discomfort, and it's not being mindful of the whole body, right? And we have this large body that's able to withstand a lot. But when we only use just this little part of the stomach or just this little strip in the middle of the body, we're overlooking all the potential we have to sort of use the shoulders to open up and expand, to use the brain to change the mindset and reframe what's happening. So yeah, you can do that. You can absolutely concentrate on the discomfort. Imagine yourself breathing into it and sort of expanding it out and seeing what's inside. You know, sometimes you'll find that there's actually a different problem inside of the discomfort. And as soon as you sort of shine the light of mindfulness on that, it'll do like a chain reaction and open up your body. So yeah, you can absolutely do this same type of meditation and try it out.
What I'm feel is that I'm in the issue. I feel the tension, and my whole focus is here. It's hard for me to think out of the box and think about other parts of my body. So that's where coaching is really important, because from coaches from the outside and look at me, so that give me more options, help me to give me more options.
I agree 100%, right? It's really nice to have a second set of eyes and a second brain helping us deal with issues.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, Adrian was mentioning the Milton model, and Eve pointed out this hypnosis. Yeah, I think there's a very close relationship between meditation and hypnosis. Period. Full stop. Does anybody have any questions about anything we've covered so far? Okay. Well, so like I said, I do have a backup plan. So I have one more exercise that we can do as a whole group for dealing with problems. It's another mindfulness exercise. It's a little bit more of a linguistic one. And we're going to take a few minutes. And what I'd like you to do before we start is think of somebody in your life with whom you've maybe recently had a problem. So similar to the example with Yijang. Think of somebody you've had a problem with. Doesn't matter what the situation, it could be somebody older, younger, in a power structure relationship where they're above you or below you, it doesn't matter. Now, once you have this person in mind, I'm going to tell you 3 sentences to think about them. And we're going to sort of just sit with that sentence and let your mind tell you what's going on when you use this sentence. Okay, does everybody have a person in mind who is a problem or has been a problem for them? I'm going to take that as a yes. Okay, so think of this person. And if it's a he or a she, that doesn't matter. What I want you to think first is, this person is a problem. This person is a problem. Imagine that and let your mind wander wherever it goes. Okay, now I'd like you to change to, this person has a problem. Okay. And now the third sentence is, this person is on a learning journey. They are capable, resourceful, and full of potential. Now I'm wondering, what changed in your mindset as you changed through, or as you cycled through these 3 ways of thinking? Adrian, I see a big smile on your face.
Yeah, the first one, I felt my shoulders coming in like this. I'm like, I had to shake it off.
Uh-huh.
And then the last one was particularly good. You know, they're a person on a learning journey. My thought was, actually, does this apply for people that are pretty old?
Uh-huh. Yeah, old dogs can be taught new tricks. Anybody else? Did you have any changes that happened as you thought of this person in these 3 ways?
Going from the first one to the second one, I laughed a little bit, just because, you know, you always like to deflect and say somebody else has a problem, and you start like doing all these fun judgments in your head. So I just laughed. I laughed at where my mind went like as soon as that happened.
It's amazing how the mind can create these situations, right? Really spin them out of control. How about any emotions that you had as thinking through these three different mindsets?
The heaviness become lighter and lighter, especially the gap from the second sentence to the third. It's just suddenly, wow, okay, I can forgive him.
Right? Yeah, yeah. We're all human, and humans make mistakes. Darko, did you want to say something? You were sitting up.
For this exercise, I do not have something to share.
Okay.
But I was thinking to ask you, it's a little bit from the exercise. What about exercise? What do you think about exercise with open eyes? Because always when we are doing meditation, about meditation I'm talking, every time when we are doing meditation, the instruction is close your eyes. But I noticed that when I close my eyes, my mind starts wander thinking in other things. So meditation with open eyes maybe holds more attention. What do you think about this?
Yeah, this is a good point. I know some people have different responses to meditation. I personally, if my eyes are open, I'm almost like a fish, or like a cat. Like my eyes will often grab onto little bits of light. And if I do that, that makes me think about the thing that I'm looking at. So for me, I find it more centering to go to that to a dark place, and not in the sense of dark emotionally, but dark in sense of light and dark. I've done some meditation work with I think they call it alaya, which is this sort of plane of everything and nothing. And I like to imagine myself going there when I close my eyes. So it's that I'm closing, and I'm not sort of closing off potential, but I'm opening up all possibilities. Like I am allowing anything to happen once my eyes are closed. Now, that said, if you find that meditating with your eyes open is more effective for you, then meditate with your eyes open.
I was just thinking, and some time ago I tried to find to do. I have done some research on internet, so there are some people who are also recommended this type.
Yeah. And I've heard from some masters, they say that as well. They will mention at the beginning of a meditation something to the effect of, if it's comfortable for you, close your eyes. Yeah, so it's, I don't think it's a mandatory thing. I personally find it more helpful for me. But if you don't do it.
Okay, thank you.
I would like to try and affect some change on you with this exercise. So if possible, I'd like to try this 3 questions or 3 statements one more time. This time, though, we're not going to think of somebody else. We're going to think of ourselves. So what I want you to do first is sit comfortably, and in your mind, allow yourself to think, I am a problem. Right? Any mistakes you've ever made in the past, I am a problem. Keep thinking of those mistakes you've made, the things you said that you wish you hadn't said. I have a problem. Remember any embarrassment you might have had from the situation you got into, the feelings you've hurt on people, the anger you had, the resentments. And remember, I am on a learning journey. I'm capable, resourceful, and full of potential. How do you feel about yourself going through this cycle?
I forgive myself. I
Okay.
accept what I can do, what I'm not capable to do yet, but have a brighter future. Just need to be patient.
Yeah, 100% agree. I forgive you too.
I think changing those from one to the other gets rid of that inner judge inside your brain.
Yeah,
Shifts it.
I agree. Donica, did that give you any different feelings this time?
Yes, in some situation, I found out that in some situation maybe I am the myself is doing is the problem, not the other person.
Okay, is that okay with you if you're the problem? Sorry, continue.
It changed the responsibility. So if I think that the problem is within myself, I'm taking responsibility to solve the issue. But if I think that other person is the problem, then I am pulling off the responsibility for that.
Yeah.
That is how I'm feeling.
Okay. Are you okay being responsible for changing things?
Yes, when I'm responsible for changing, then I'm taking the action.
Okay.
And I put more efforts.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, so we have a few minutes left. Does anybody have anything they'd like to add about mindfulness or coaching?
I'm sure you'll cover it, or I'm sure you do this in your actual work, Jeremy. But I also find this particular thing excellent. You know, if going into the actual emotions and seeing what's there, you know, like someone has anger, but they sit with it and suddenly they have sadness or something instead. I love seeing it in that aspect as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Feeling the emotions that are underneath whatever is going on. Yeah. Accepting them. You know, yeah, sometimes in my sessions we'll do affirmation work, right? That I accept that I am, and you can insert whatever emotion it is, you know, and let yourself actually be as you are for a moment. And as Alicia was saying, to turn off that inner critic, that inner judge, you know, like let yourself be upset for a moment. Let yourself be frustrated, tired, hungry, thirsty, wanting a sweet snack, you know, wanting to yell at somebody. We don't have to actually even do these things, but even allowing ourselves to feel the way we're feeling can be really empowering. Yeah.
I can see that it's a daily like practice to make it more and more mindful. So the meditation we have, that every time we feel stressful, we can do that meditation. But what I feel is that after that, maybe a few hours, good, but then it's coming back. It's a little bit like Bandit at the beginning. The meditation feels like. Until we really master it, we really do it more often, frequently practice the meditation so that it comes faster, quicker, more effective. Just like the 10-second meditation you had in the beginning. And maybe combine with other technique we have with coaching, by coaching ourselves, by coaching the clients, combine with other techniques so that remove the base that also use this meditation to help. So yeah, it's not just the one technique.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of times in life, we have these sort of situational programmed responses, right? Somebody says something I don't like, I get frustrated, I get angry, I get depressed, I get embarrassed, right? And this is sort of, the brain has this gut response, right? I feel this way when somebody does that to me. And
It
like
happens so fast.
It happens so fast. Exactly. And you're 100% correct that meditation, it's not like we're going to meditate for 10 seconds twice today and we're cured. That problem no longer exists, right? But the idea is that we have this sort of baseline buildup of maybe negative or ineffectual responses to the world. And each time we meditate, we sort of get one more layer of defense against getting bent out of shape, against that gut response. And as long as we sort of keep on doing it, eventually, we're going to fill up the tank of mindfully responding to situations higher than that sort of gut emotional, animalistic, just as fight, flight, flee response, to the point where maybe there'll be that flash of the emotion, but we'll be able to say, take a breath. Relax things down. What am I actually feeling right now? Why am I feeling that way? What can I do? How would I like to feel? And start taking the steps to actually resolve the issue, as opposed to living that there's a problem, there's a big problem all around me and I can't do anything about it. You know, we can actually start to solve the problems.
Right.
Just because I have the power to do it, I'm going to let you know this is me. Feel free to find me on WeChat or email. There will eventually be a website, but I've been holding off, and I'm waiting for a friend to do some logo work with me.
I love it. Coaching anyway. Doesn't matter about business cards, web pages, any of that. Just get in and start doing it. I really enjoyed this session, Jeremy. Really nice, mate. Really nice.
Thank you for having me, Adrian. Yeah, that was really good for me as well. Yeah, and thanks everybody for participating. I know it's Sunday night. Maybe you're thinking about other things. So to join me for an hour and a half and get involved, that made it much easier and much more enjoyable for me. So thank you.
Jeremy, I got one more question. A lot of people struggle to start meditating. I'm assuming you're a regular meditator.
Keep going. Yeah, what's the question?
Is there a point for you where suddenly it was just like, I don't know, the light was on or something, and then the meditation just became easier? Like for me, I was meditating and struggling for a long time, but suddenly I had an experience and everything just became easier after that. Like I looked forward to meditating after I had that experience, but before I had that experience, it was hard work. Did you have something like that?
I did have an experience like that. I've had several like that. Yeah, there's been sort of stages in the ways and the types of meditation I do. I think what's been most important is again to not feel like I have to meditate for an hour starting now. You know, to not feel like my thoughts have to turn off. That's it. I can't have any more thoughts. To be really gentle with ourselves and acknowledge that just the thought that I would like to meditate, that is a success. And to start celebrating those. I think that's a really good entrance into improving and deepening your meditation experiences.
So guys, if you're finding meditation a challenge, stick with it and hopefully you'll have some experience where things will come easier and you'll be rolling into it and looking forward to it. And as Jeremy just said, just looking forward to the next opportunity.
I know there are many meditations, like guided meditation, even guided meditation seems like a lot of styles. Non-guided meditation also have different kind of styles. When you go to meditation, do you choose which one are you going to use?
At this point, I sort of use the ones that work best for me. But again, this is not a forever choice, right? There was a point where I was doing sort of like the and that was the type of meditation that I would do, because that would really locate my body, right? It would make me breathe, clear out my passages. That's not the way I do it anymore. You know, then there was a point where, oh, I don't have it on anymore, but I have a rosary where I would do one prayer for each meditation. And that was the way I was doing it. So yes, there are lots of different types. I really encourage you to experiment with as many as you feel like, and use the one that feels comfortable to you, you know? And don't be afraid to change. Like, you know what, the last week I've been doing that thing and it hasn't really done anything. So go look for another one. You know, you're not signing a contract with it. You're able to do whatever works for you.
I feel the opposite because there's so many choices. I feel overwhelmed, like,
okay.
Which one to choose is kind of work.
Okay. So you're sort of asking like maybe what's an easier one to start with?
I don't even have the motivation to look at all those different kind of styles. And what I know is just sit down, music on, sit there for like 5 minutes or so until the music's off. But
and does that work for you? Does that get you to the place that you want to be?
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it calms me down. But if I want to make it a routine, it's hard. It becomes a task for me, like, oh, meditation time.
What's the goal? And I apologize. It's basically our ending time. So if anybody has to go for other commitments, please feel free. And maybe John, maybe we can have this conversation over WeChat or something like that. If that's all right. I'd be more than happy to continue this.
Okay, well, thanks everyone for coming along. Thank you all very much. If you do like to stay a couple of minutes, that's fine. I might stay a few more minutes if anyone else wants to. Do feel free. And I look forward to seeing some of you guys next week. Thank you very much, Jeremy. But I might switch it off.
Okay, thank you, Jeremy.
Thanks, Darko. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Bye.
If anyone wants to stay or leave, or feel free.
Nice to meet you, Alicia. Good luck with the coaching practice.